I moved into that apartment because it was cheap. Way too cheap for a two-bedroom in that part of the city. My landlord said the last tenant moved out suddenly. I didn't ask why. I should have. My name doesn't matter. What matters is apartment for B on the third floor of a building on the east side of town. One of those old pre-war buildings with thick walls and creaky radiators. I'd just gotten out of a bad roommate situation and needed somewhere fast. 4B came up on a listing site at almost half the price of everything else in the neighborhood. The photos looked normal, a little dated, but normal. Wood floors, decent light, a bedroom that faced an alley. When I toured it in person, the landlord, a tired-looking man named Harmon, kept glancing at the hallway closet like he expected something to come out of it. I laughed it off. Old buildings creak. Old landlords get weird. I signed the lease that week. The first 2 weeks were fine, boring even. I unpacked, hung some pictures, got used to the radiator clanking at 2 a.m. like it was trying to say something. It was the third week when I noticed the marks on the closet door frame. Little horizontal lines like someone measuring a kid's height, except they went all the way up past 6 feet. Packed close together near the top, like whoever made them kept measuring the same thing over and over, higher each time. I asked Harmon about it when he came to fix the sink. He got quiet, said the last tenant liked to keep track of things, then he changed the subject so fast I didn't push it. I told myself it was nothing. People are weird. I painted over the marks that weekend. They came back through the paint 2 days later. I want to be clear. I don't believe in ghosts. I didn't then either. So when I started hearing footsteps in the hallway outside my bedroom at night, I assumed it was the upstairs neighbor. Old buildings carry sound, strangely, except the footsteps weren't coming from upstairs. They were coming from inside my apartment on the other side of my bedroom wall, the wall that backed onto the closet. One night I got up the nerve to check. I opened the closet door, phone flashlight up, half expecting to feel stupid. The marks on the frame were higher than before. 6'4", 6'5". Whoever, whatever, had been measuring itself against that door frame had grown almost a foot since I moved in 3 weeks earlier. I told myself I miscounted the first time. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning I did what anyone with Wi-Fi and a bad feeling does. I searched the address. It took a while, but I found a local news archive from 11 years back. A tenant in the building had been reported missing. Case never closed. The article didn't name the unit, but it mentioned the resident had recently taken up an unusual habit that neighbors found alarming, marking the walls of his home, floor to ceiling, with tally marks, insisting something in the apartment was growing to match him. The article ended there. No resolution, no answers. I sat with that for a long time. Then I did the only thing that made sense to a very tired, very scared person at 11 at night. I measured the mark myself. 6'7". I'm 5'10". I didn't sleep in that apartment again. I sat on the couch with every light on, waiting for morning, telling myself I'd call Harmon at 9 a.m. sharp and break the lease, deposit or not. Around 3 a.m. the radiator stopped clanking. It had been running the whole 3 weeks I lived there, a constant, almost comforting hum in the background. When it went quiet, the silence felt heavier than the noise ever had. Then I heard it. Not footsteps this time. A single slow scrape like something dragging itself upward along the inside of the closet door, top to bottom. I didn't check. I grabbed my keys, my phone, and I left. I didn't take my laptop. I didn't take my clothes. I left the lease, the deposit, all of it. I called Harmon 2 days later from my sister's place. Told him I wasn't coming back, that he could keep the deposit. He didn't argue. He just asked one question, quiet, like he already knew the answer. Did you check the mark before you left? I said no. He was quiet for a second, then said good, and hung up. I looked up the listing 3 weeks later. Out of curiosity, I wish I didn't have. Apartment 4B. Same photos. Same price. Available immediately, motivated landlord. The listing's still up now if you want to check. If you ever move somewhere too cheap for what it is, check the walls first.